What is going on, SoFi fans? Welcome back to Financial Journey. We have 7 days left until our upcoming earnings, which is set for November the 1st. And a lot of big institutions behind the scenes are making a lot of bold moves when it comes down to SoFi. So I want to talk about all of that and what that might mean for us as investors. Before I get into any of that, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe, always greatly appreciated. With that, let's get right to it. Live ticker is going at the very bottom of the screen. We are very much green, up roughly about 4%, give or take. 8.3 million for volume as of right now within the first 30 minutes of the trading day. So today is going to be a very heavy volume day. And outside of that, 1 million shares being purchased by institutions on the secondary market. So one thing that I've really noticed more specifically this week is a lot of institutions have been really buying SoFi more so on the secondary market and also the dark pool. And these are all the transactions just today alone within the first 30 minutes of the trading day. So a lot of big money is getting back into SoFi, and that could be a very bullish sign, especially more so with our earnings only 1 week away. And I just want to share one additional thing with you that has gone typically unnoticed. I haven't really seen too many people talk about this, but a lot of the other big players in SoFi. So I'm just going to sort this right here based on the 13 Fs that just recently came down the pipeline. You see Vanguard during the actual Q3. Vanguard increased their position in SoFi 11.1 million, BlackRock 13.61, State Street 5. As you can see, they are all very much green. You do get a couple that did close out some of their positions. So 76,000 was sold by CTC LLC, and right here 38,000 by Fulcrum. And I think Fulcrum did give us a rating as well, which is odd that they reduced some of their position. But regardless, a lot of the big players in the game all increased their position in SoFi. So I think in general, you can always see a lot of those signals as a very good opportunity, and that they see a very big opportunity when it comes down to SoFi. Keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But overall, though, I just want to quickly go over to Interactive Brokers and just go over a couple things with you. We did get another rating yesterday, and that was by Oppenheimer, who gave us an outperform rating. They did reiterate their outperform, gave us a $7 price target. Previously, though, it was $8. So even though they did reduce it, clearly we had a nice little bit more of a rally behind that. So that's definitely a very good sign. More so when it comes down to analysts. It's one thing that an analyst can give us a rating, because a lot of people like to focus on the ratings itself, but really ignore a lot of the other data points behind the scenes. And what I mean by that is when it comes down to earnings, there's several different things that us as investors and institutions care about. Earnings per share, revenue, future guidance. There is some other cases as well to add a little bit more to those numbers, but generally it's those three. That's what a lot of people care about. And one thing that typically goes very much unnoticed is when an analyst does increase their actual estimate in either earnings per share, revenue, or some other attribute. So like you can see right here, earnings per share, net income, and various other things. I want to scroll down to revenue. So Q3, previously, it was estimated roughly about 3 months ago to be 390.11 million. As of late, I believe it was last week, an analyst did upgrade their position. So now the estimate is 393.04 million. That is a pretty significant deal, if you ask me. So the fact that now there is 7 analysts giving us a rating, one of which is the high 414 million. And even if you do look back right here, we've always exceeded the analyst estimate. So that definitely is a very big deal in the bigger picture. So like I said, a lot of this typically does go unnoticed. So the fact that analysts behind the scenes are upping their estimates in SoFi, that's a very bullish sign. And as you may know, I love to look at a lot of the bullish signs behind the scenes and what stuff typically isn't being talked about. So I just want to talk on as far as an actual prediction, because I like to do my technical analysis based on moving averages and indicators and so forth. But a lot of people love to use the Elliott wave per se. So I just want to give you a good overview of that. So if you are a big fan of the Elliott wave, it does project SoFi going to between $6.17 and $6.50 in the short term, as long as we can stay over this pivot point of $4.48. So I'm sure that's going to give you guys a lot of good hope. And keep in mind though, this isn't factoring in our upcoming earnings. I personally feel that we're going to be beating on all three fronts when it comes down to our upcoming earnings. I'm going to do another video more specifically on my actual true estimates on the actual numbers behind the scenes and where I truly see things going. So even more reason to make sure you guys subscribe and all that fun stuff. But let me know your thoughts on this price prediction in the comments below. When it comes to it though, just want to go back over here because I'm a very big fan of the actual technicals. If you like looking at these kind of charts and not so much what ifs, because I feel that the Elliott wave is a lot of those kind of scenarios, what if. But if you are one of those fans that likes to look at the plain and simple stuff, Stochastic is showing that we are kind of breaking out a little bit. So you do see that black line above the red showing a nice bullish trend. Momentum number of retail investors are getting in, or at least maintaining their position. So if you do couple that information with a lot of the big money behind the scenes all buying, that is a very big deal if you ask me. When it comes to it though as well, RSI is also at 52, fairly neutral. And on the actual chart, as I always say, 9 times out of 10, if we break outside the Bollinger Band, we do kind of trace back in. But what has been happening recently is what I consider very nice natural growth. So even though we are up roughly about 4% today, it's definitely very much justified. So I personally love everything that is happening with SoFi right now, especially more so behind the scenes. I'm very, very excited for their upcoming earnings, which again is on November the 1st. Personally, SoFi, in my own opinion, and as I always say, these videos are for entertainment purposes only. Given the circumstances and higher interest rate environment, I personally have always seen SoFi at minimum at $8.50. It should be hypothetically higher because when it comes to it though, SoFi is going to be making so much money, more so from a higher interest rate environment. Outside of that though, January the 1st, we're going to get a lot more revenue coming forward, more so from student debt. So that in reality will be between 30 to 50 million every single quarter. So SoFi is a no-brainer as far as a buy opportunity right now. That's my own obviously opinion. But let me know your thoughts on SoFi in the comments below. If you are excited or if you have issues or what you might be worried about for the upcoming earnings, let me know in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel though, want to